Hey guys, Marsingin here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are going to take the Resurrection of F Blue, Goku and Vegeta up against Red Zone Broly. I'd already recorded the Metal Cooler Core video yesterday, but I did tweet out a poll asking people basically which of the big Red Zone bosses people preferred to see, videos for, because I'm not going to do every single time a new unit comes out. I mean, you guys notice already, I'm sure that I haven't been doing this, but I don't do, like, every single Red Zone boss with all of these new units. So I figured if we're only going to do one for some characters, who should it be? And to be fair, Metal Cooler Core came in a decent second, but Broly obviously won. In fact, let me actually look here. I'm fairly sure for quite a while after it was posted, Omega was at like 0%, because I think it's gotten to the point where like nobody really considers that to be difficult. Obviously, in the early part where you can get locked, it can be annoying, but like in the last phase, you know where his super attack is going to be, so it's not exactly a huge challenge. Yeah, so it had about 500 votes, and the versus Omega's like 8%. So not many people particularly care about seeing Red Zone Omega, which is fair enough. I think it's probably the one I have replayed the least, right? Because it's, like I say, it's quite easy. I think the only way it would be a really good showcase for a unit is if you have like a really, really strong defensive tech unit, and you kind of showcase how little damage they take from Omega in the final phase. But even then, it's not like the most impressive thing, right? Because, as I say, that's probably the easiest out of all of the fights. So, we got the team here. We're running basically full Realm of Gods. Well, actually, no, I guess it is about half and half, because we're running Realm of Gods and Mastered Evolution under the Resurrection of F Blue's leader skill. So we've got both the Golden Freezers on the team, because not only are they good defensive options, but they obviously provide the Resurrection of F links. And then we have that Vegeta from the Cooler movie that you saw. He's pretty good as well. Actually, this works out quite nicely, because we can not super with you, and then we don't have to worry about you killing, and then we can do this. Now, the only downside is we're only going to get one attack with Goku. This is the friend one is 69%. I didn't check their link levels, actually, because they're the only one on the friends list that wasn't 55%. So I'm not too sure what the dupe levels are. Maybe they won't kill, but surely they will, right? Even without a crit. No, I guess not. Well, that works out perfectly for us, because we get the second attack. Now, I was explaining to one of my friends who hadn't really been keeping up with the new release exactly what the Goku does, and why. One thing about the unit, say what you want about their overall performance, one thing I really like about the design, and it kind of reminds me of STR Kid Buu, is the fact that Goku needs 4 stacks in order to fully build up, but he guaranteed attacks twice every turn. So, obviously, that means that you are guaranteed in his first 2 appearances to get his full build-up, which is cool. And then, obviously, if you get an additional attack on the first turn, you obviously get, like, 3 out of the 4, right, if you get the hidden potential one. Now, it doesn't carry over to Vegeta. So, for example, on that previous turn, if they had actually crit and just killed Broly with the first attack, when it comes around to the time that the active skill is ready to be used and we can exchange into Vegeta, it actually doesn't matter that we only have 3 out of the 4 stacks of the passive for Goku, because those stacks don't transfer over after the exchange. The only thing that carries over after the exchange is the infinite attack stacking that comes from the super attack effect. So how much is this going to do? Because this is my Goku's first turn. Yeah, so he's still 153k. Mine is 79% and is at full level 10 links, apart from 1, which is still at 9. I was link leveling all last night at work. I did a bunch of runs, funnily enough, on 28.2 before sitting down to record, just to see if that last link would actually go to level 10. But unfortunately, that was not the case, but it is what it is, I suppose. Alright, so the God's going to go off here. Ideally, we don't finish him off. I would like to get the full build-up for the Resurrection of F Blues while we're still in the tech phase. That would be good. And then we can go ahead and exchange into Vegeta. I guess because we're going to double Whis, I think maybe the strategy, if we're going to double Whis against the AoE phase, I feel like maybe the strategy is just to go ahead and... Let me do this. I feel like the best strategy is to not exchange the Goku and just get some more attack stacks. because obviously remember Vegeta only orb changes for 3 turns after you exchange. So we kind of want him to do that. We want to make sure we're always getting his rainbow orbs against AGL Broly. So if we're just going to use the defensive tactic of using the Whis, it actually doesn't really matter whether the card is in the Goku phase or the Vegeta phase when we get the when we get to the AoE part. Now the only downside, of course, is after his intro animation, part of his passive wears off, he obviously doesn't do the guaranteed additional anymore. So it's sometimes like the mindset can be like, oh, I won't exchange him because I want to get extra stacks, and then he only super attacks like once every turn. So actually we could do this. Well, actually no, we're going to use the item, so it really doesn't matter. So we can just go ahead and do this. Because yeah, I mean, this is a decent defensive rotation, but obviously with the AoE, I mean, we could do this, but even then, after like supering, we don't raise defense on super, and our passive is now fully maxed out, so Goku's defense isn't going to get higher than 327k. I wonder if with a 1 Whis, would they survive an AoE? If we exchanged into Vegeta, we definitely would, but I'm quite intrigued to see, actually, whether we would survive with just the 1 Whis. Because Whis is what? 40% damage reduction. His AoE does do a lot of damage, though. I don't know. I guess, let's find out. It'll be, if we die, we die, and I'll just jump back in. This is my first attempt for today, so if we die, we die, and we can come back in and see what happens. We are using the Goku support memory. And actually, no, I started recording this from the beginning, didn't I? So it went off, because we didn't have a resurrection of F Blue on turn 1, but I still started the recording from the start of the event, so we are getting the extra buff to the Goku family units, which is only God Goku and the 2 ROF Blues, but 7.8 million for Goku. Can we get an additional just from the hidden potential? Yes, let's go. 9.2. That's a pretty significant jump. Now, the thing is, a lot of the times I've been showing off these guys in these harder events, like this rotation is with no support, because obviously certain support, there's not a really great selection of support units on this team. One that I definitely overlooked, but you can't really use against Broly, is Weirus. I mean, you could, but part of his defense after supering is okay, but the fact that he also dodges is pretty good for his defensive kit, right? So I wouldn't bring him against Broly, but someone who's going to be a potential top pick for the team after the hero celebration comes is the Tech Supreme Kai of Time. Because after she gets her easy A, then obviously she potentially is going to be very, very good. So we still took about 100 and odd K from the super attack. So if we... I could exchange these guys, actually. Let's go ahead and do this. If we can use the active skill already for them, then we could definitely win this turn. And then I would imagine we probably don't need to use the other Whis, and then we have it for the Broly thing. Although, if I activate it now, we have double Whis for this turn, and then single Whis for the turn after. Plus, I guess, to be fair, I am running the Golden Freezers, so I do kind of need to maintain my overall HP pool. So, yeah, we can't use the active skill, so probably a good idea to do this, because then we have double Whis for this turn, and then we still have Whis up on the next turn as well. So I think that's probably the best way to play this. So we'll do that. We can get a ton of rainbow orbs, although we can't dodge, but we can get a decent amount of key for the gods here. So they are going to do their additional super. So we might be able to take him out this turn. Again, it kind of depends. Like if Goku gets an additional, now that his intro animation passive has worn off, there's obviously no guarantee that he gets any additional attacks. But him getting an additional super would obviously be big. Shame. Mainly just for the stacks, right? Like, obviously, in this part, we want to do more damage so we can beat Broly quicker. But the more stacks we get early on, then obviously the more powerful Vegeta is going to be. So, will they kill here? Maybe if this crits? Although mine are built full additional, so can we get the 3rd super as well? Take him out? Ooh, and they didn't additional. God damn it. Alright, well, he's not going to super, is he? Ah, this Broly. So the Scouter effect is one of the best things in the game. Because, like, if I knew he wasn't going to super, then I would have... we still have 1 Whis active. Should I... What's their defense? 341. I should just do this, right? Get another stack. Because if he's going to AoE in slot 1, he's going to AoE in slot 1, and it's going to hit the resurrection of F Blues anyway. So I might as well put them in slot 1. And then, yeah, they tank the normal attacks for double digits. And then he finishes him off 8.1. So Vegeta, is that my one? I think it is. Let's see. When we get on to the next rotation, we will know. Because mine is obviously the one with the more dupes. Yeah, so that was my one. So he's going to be looking pretty good. So let's go ahead and exchange into Vegeta. Now, the only downside to this part, of course, is AGL Broly. We should tank his normal attacks well enough. We should tank them for double digits. But if we get supered, I'm fairly sure that we just die without an item active. But I guess we'll see. Because remember, this is the friend. The friend is at 69%. Let's actually check what their links and hidden potential is looking like. Oh yeah, see their links are like 3 to 4. There's 1 at 5. And then hidden potential... Yeah, see they went full on additional. And then the orb that would have been dodge or crit, they went crit, which is fair enough. So, alright, so we changed the orbs. Can we get 3 orbs at all? I don't want to pick up any orbs, though. That's any rainbow orbs. That's the problem. I'm not sure if I can actually get the 3 rainbow orbs here for Vegeta. Because unfortunately for this rotation, now that we've got the double golden freezers, we're not getting any key support. So we'll do this. And then, what's his defense now? 220. So he gets a 50% buff on super from his passive. So that's like 330. And then he also gets the 50% raise from his... super attack effect. So he is going to be at what, like just over 400k or just under. So he should tank normal attacks okay, but very much want Broly to super attack this golden freezer. There we go. Okay, only super, if you're going to super attack twice, only super attack both the golden freezers, and then we'll be cooking. So 66k still. Oof. Alright, well, we tanked those. 6.4. So this Goku, this one, obviously, 1 dupe less, lower links, didn't get as many stacks. I am very interested to see what kind of damage my one is going to do. And we tanked for double digits. I mean, that's the thing I care about the most, right, in this last phase. There are a lot of units that will just get one shot by Broly's super attack. But at least we tanked the normal attacks. Now, obviously, like, the Resurrection of F links are pretty good. They make up a lot of extra bonus damage for these guys, so that's why I like the fact that the leader skill for the Resurrection of F Blues does include the golden freezers, because they're solid slot 1 options, and the Resurrection of F Blues are obviously very much slot 2 units. So this is going to be spicy though. We are going to get the Dokkan attack this turn, but there are so many attacks in the middle. I'm definitely a little bit wary about how much damage we're going to take here. So what's my Vegeta looking at now that we transform? Obviously, we don't have the Resurrection of F-Links, but we have everything else active. So we are at 170k. Can we get the 3 rainbows? Yeah, we definitely can, because we can get those for you. God Goku's going to get the Dokkan attack. We can get all the orbs for you, so you've got your full passive now. 273, yeah, so he's going up to what? 400, over 400 with his passive buff, and then he's getting the 50% on super as well. So he should be over 500k defense on the turn, which obviously we know he's going to tank normal attacks for double digits. The only problem is, obviously, if he gets super attacked. So, are we going to get the Dokkan attack? Yeah, okay. Alright, so, let's see how this plays out here, because as long as we don't get supered on Vegeta, we should be looking good. Even if we do get supered and we die, that's, you know, it is what it is. But I'm very interested to see what his attack stat is going to be this turn. Now, without the Resurrection of F-Links, it is going to be a bit lower. I can't remember which one it is, but considering one of them is at 10, and actually, no, they're both at 10, aren't they, the ROF links? I think one of them gives like 25% attack. So, obviously, with those links active, built up with some extra stacks from Goku before exchanging, the Vegeta could definitely hit really hard. And then we've got no support factored in as well. So, yeah, 7.6. Because he gets the buffs on super and everything, and from his passive, I think once we have like a really, really good support unit with him, hey, there you go. There's mine with his, I think, like 23 additional. So now, with the extra defense raise, we are now like well over 600k defense. Do we live this? Probably not. How much do we take? 599 still. God damn. Alright, well, there we go. AGL Broly. This unit essentially just falls into that category like many other units where we can tank the normals, but super attack is a no. Because that was him double supering and we still died. If we were on full health, I actually didn't see just exactly how much the team had. If we were on full health, we might have lived, barely. But then obviously everyone else on the rotation would have to take double digits from everything. Otherwise we wouldn't survive the turn. So, very interesting. Let me know what you guys think of the ROF Blues. I'm going to do a video with them in Super Battle Road, probably Movie Heroes, and use them and Jacko in the same video. And then I think I'm probably done with the, like, mini world tour of these units. I think they're decent, you know, they're fun to use. I'm glad I pulled them. We could do some interesting gimmick videos in the future with, like, full Super Saiyan Blue team and stuff like that. But other than that, not crazy. Whenever the next Red Zone comes out, if we get one where the final boss stage is a particularly tough tech enemy, then obviously these guys could be pretty useful, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. So, that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.